Today I'm going to review Sticky Fingers from Francesca Bianchi. Here is the bottle. As per all Francesca Bianchi, this is an extrait de parfum concentration. They come in 30ml packaging, and I'm a fan of uniform packaging for a house. It's distinctive for the brand and easily recognizable. But this perfume itself, for me, when I compare it to the other Francesca Bianchi perfumes I have, there is something a little bit different that I like about this. And the difference is that for me and my nose, this is not an obviously recognizable Francesca Bianchi DNA. And in this case, it's a good thing, because what I like about this fragrance is it's not just a patchouli fragrance, for starters. I love that there is a couple of other things going on. I'm going to say that I recently have not been a fan of iris scents. I've just found them a little bit cold, and not anything that I've been particularly attracted to wearing. Sticky Fingers has this gorgeous waxy lipstick orris butter in here, and I'm surprised at how much I like it. And I think it has to do with the fact that it is there is a dryness, there is a coldness about this that is offset by a couple of things. The patchouli here is not a obvious earthy in-your-face patchouli. The patchouli here adds an atmosphere more than anything else. It sets a tone for the perfume. But really, I think the star is this beautiful waxy iris that I'm getting off my skin. And as it develops, as it dries down, it gets a little bit drier. Sometime between the opening and well into the dry down, I also get this lovely, very dry tobacco note, and it's almost as if the tobacco is a little bit ashy, not smoky, ashy, in that it's devoid of any moisture, but it's also giving the impression that it's hanging around in the air. And it's a weird thing, it's a weird visual I get with this fragrance, but for some reason I get taken back to times. I picture a dingy backstage dressing room at a bar or small venue, and I'm only familiar with this because when I was a lot younger, I used to play in bands, and we used to do these very small gigs at these type of places. So there was one room for the whole band to share, hang out in, whatever, before we would play the gig. And there was always this stale air in there, but it was a mix of perfume, like people's perfumes, makeup, alcohol, smoke, all sorts of things, because usually the circulation was not very good, the ventilation wasn't great, but it was a smell of a particular vibe. And I'm not saying that this is, I'm not describing this very well, but this doesn't smell like that. It reminds me of that vibe. I love that there's a little bit of retro about this fragrance, and I'm not talking about retro in terms of a perfume style. I'm talking about, this really does take me back a couple of decades to a very nostalgic time for me. When it gets into the dry down, I love that there is this little tinge of sweetness. I'm not sure where it's coming from or the note that's providing it here. To me, it smells like a few drops of honey, but not like, you know, just very smooth honey sweetness. It's really more implied rather than, oh yeah, I can smell honey, and that could be a combination of different notes. For me, compared to other Bianchi perfumes, this is a little bit softer. It's a little bit cooler, and I don't mean in terms of temperature, I mean in attitude. It's more more assured in itself and doesn't scream, look at me, smell me, look at everything that's going on. It's very self-assured, it's very within itself and doesn't need anybody's validation to know just how good it is. It is, and it wears the same way. It is certainly not as loud in terms of performance and projection as other Bianchis that I have and have tried, but I can still smell this still 7-8 hours later on. I like the way it develops, but the best thing about this is just how cool it is as a perfume, and it's also not, for me, something that's instantly recognizable as a Francesca Bianchi perfume. I love its attitude. I love my attitude when I'm wearing it. So for me, this is another winner from the Francesca Bianchi line. Again, not like the others, but I like the direction that this one has taken, and I really enjoy it. So lovers of Patch, lovers of Iris in particular, definitely one to sample and check out. That's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.